So in this presentation, we're going to be looking at syntax, and specifically the syntax of fuck. And we'll be continuing in the next presentation. This is based on a paper that was written by James Macaulay. Jim Macaulay was a professor of mine in graduate school, a really great guy. Unfortunately, he died in 1999. But he was the father of a field that he coined pornolinguistics. It started as kind of a joke. He wrote this paper about fuck, about the syntax of fuck, but he didn't use his own name. He used the name Quang Phuc Dong and made up this backstory about Quang Phuc Dong, that he was a Vietnamese linguist, that he was an anti-capitalist. He was from the South Hanoi Institute of Technology. You can spell that out for yourself to see what the acronym would be. And so he wrote this paper, and it got really popular, even though he'd written it under this pseudonym. And he wrote other papers under that same pseudonym, and actually adopted another pseudonym, a colleague of Quang Phuc Dong, Yuk Fu. And in order to get those papers published, some friends of his decided to put together a Festschrift for his 33rd birthday, in which they published those papers, as well as some that they had written themselves along the same lines, and they called this Pornolinguistics. So linguistics about obscene words, taboo words that are based on sex. But the thing is that all of these papers had really solid linguistics in them. There were some jokes peppered throughout, but the linguistics itself was really solid. And so we'll be looking at one of those papers, the first of them. And this example that I'm going to be giving here, this actually didn't come from Macaulay's paper, but it fits in nicely with what he was saying in there. This actually comes from The Onion, the satirical newspaper, The Onion. So imagine that this woman over here says, "Go fuck yourself." And this man replies, rather archly, "With all due respect, I choose not to go fuck myself." Okay, now that's obviously ironic, sarcastic, but it's perfectly grammatical, right? The sentence itself is perfectly fine from a descriptive point of view. There's nothing wrong with the syntax. However, this next one, where now the man says, "Fuck you," and the woman tries to respond just as archly, "With all due respect, I choose not to fuck me." But now that's not right. That doesn't work, right? And to kind of get at that, I'm just going to draw a big old asterisk there. It's a terrible looking asterisk, but it's an asterisk. And in syntax, we use asterisks to indicate when we've got ungrammatical sentences. So sentences that the mental grammar of a native speaker wouldn't generate, right? That we wouldn't create those sentences. They just don't sound right. They're ill-formed, right? And that one is ill-formed. It just doesn't sound right. Compared to that other one, "I choose not to go fuck myself," that's fine, right? And it's not the "with all due respect" that's causing the problem. It's the "I choose not to fuck me" that's the problem. And so Macaulay then was looking, well, what's the difference there? Why does it work with one and not the other? And his solution is that there are two fucks. Now, from a semantic point of view, that makes perfect sense, right? But his argument wasn't from a syntactic point of view, from a semantic point of view, wasn't about the meaning of the two fucks. It was about the syntax of them, that they behave differently syntactically. And so he called that first one, the one that you would use in "go fuck yourself," that's fuck one. And then the other one, this one that you see in "fuck you," he called that fuck two. And then the paper was demonstrating the differences in the way that the syntax of the two work. And that's what we'll spend on the next presentation, looking at that and how the syntax is radically different for these two fucks.